also knows. But
does he know me?
Doesn't he?
No, he doesn't know the captain.
I don't think I ever met Pendergast.
No, he's never met Pendergast.
I'd say we're
So
sending in a guy
Yeah.
to scope it out, check it out, because we think there might be strange happenings going on over there too.
And you could mention we don't actually expect to be there for even a full month, so he'll get a solid chunk of the money back.
So Pendergast says, wait, you need a month's pay? You need a month's pay for a home sanitarium? You hear flipping of paper, like...
Yeah.
Like he's looking up in his checkbook how much he's paying.
We're gonna get most of that back.
That's $1,000 to investigate this. What's wrong with the place? I checked it out. It's the best one in the state.
Well, we have reason to believe that some occult stuff might be going on there, and we don't want Manfred to get swallowed by this new thing.
And I'm supposed to get most of this money back. You said.
And it's
yeah.
We won't need it.
That's
for
how it
months
works,
either.
right?
Yeah. She told you about it, the prorating.
Yeah.
That if he only stays a week, then you'll get 3/4 of it back. Blah blah. All right. Well, tell me if you find anything. Come on over. I'll write you a check.
I'll see.
So yeah, you stop by his apartment. He cuts you a check for $1,000. This is for Manfred now. I wrote for Manfred in a little memo thing. That you can cash that check and then use the money.
And I keep it. No.
I'm out of here. He wouldn't give us the money, guys. Sorry. That's a bow move. That's such a bow move. Okay, so you're gonna hand over the $1,000 to Bo then?
Just talking about bow moves.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Cashier's check for.
I steal my boat out of impound.
For
I go
the
to
asylum.
I'll buy a new boat.
Cashier's check for the asylum.
Yeah.
No, you can take cash. It's not too unusual for somebody to pay for something like that in cash.
No, but he might run off.
He might run off with it.
I could run off with a cashier's check too.
Nah.
No.
I'm Dr. McFuddle. I'm just from the asylum. See, it says for the asylum. So. Anyway, I'm assuming Bo's character is not gonna run off with it. He's been like super straight with everybody up to this point.
Yeah, he made a straight guy.
And he actually told the cops the truth. Monsters are out there. They're everywhere. Yeah. Okay. So you take the train up, like we said. You take the train. You go. You tell him you've gone through some stuff and you need to decompress, or I don't remember how you put it. You put it very well. I'm gonna tell you.
I need to decompress.
You pay them $1,000. There's a lot of paperwork to sign. You're signing it with your new name, which was what?
Something Johnson.
You might want to write it down somewhere. It's John Thompson.
John Thompson.
Yeah, just John Thompson. It's a very simple name, and there's an address in Providence that's on it, in just like a middle class part of town. You sign in. You're supposed to be committed. You need some psychiatric help, basically, and they're fine with it, especially if you have the money. The lady at the front is kind of a mealy-faced, very amazingly... Oh, I must have written myself a note here.
The most attractive woman of all time.
Is that what mealy-faced means?
She looks like she had smallpox or something. There she is.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I know, right?
And then she goes to the back. There's like these those brass tubes, and she pops one and she blows in it, and then she says, "Check in," and she closes it back up. Make me a luck check.
16.
You
made it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Into gold.
Oh boy, this was lucrative. Good investment, Pendergast. You get all your money back and gold.
Well, you get all your money back. This is our goal.
Wait, but you're down in that. You don't have a say in this, Bo.
To roll a new character really quick.
This
is my goal.
The guy that comes to the orderly that comes looks something like that.
Okay. He looks nice.
He's on his scrubs.
Actually, he doesn't look that bad.
He talks for
Possibly
to the woman at the front desk. She says it's a self-committal and he needs some psychiatric help. Dr. Fragan's a little busy right now, so Dr. Strong will have to handle this one as well. And the order is like, yes, ma'am. She's got a real, like, rural accent, real thick rural accent. He doesn't have as rural an accent as she does. And then he takes you down a hallway and up some steps. Unlocks a door, a metal door, leads to another hallway, which, where'd the map go?
I think this guy's got him.
No, it's got to go somewhere. I didn't
Maybe
get
it's
Nissa's
under her.
file?
Nissa got it? Yeah.
Ah, she's hiding it.
Basically, you got, oops, knocked over her Mountain Dew, which she has hardly touched.
Oh, that's water.
Oh, her Mountain Water, which she has hardly touched. Basically, let's see, up, down to this area. Let's find out what cell is actually empty. C21. C21? No, they don't go. Oh, wait.
That's like right next to the crazy kid, right?
No, they're not
Well,
taking
yeah,
you down
no,
that.
you're
They're
not.
taking you to that
That's the
one.
hardcore area.
Yeah, you've got the
High
regular
security.
cells.
Got another self-check-in for high security. Did I say
C8
high
doesn't have any
security?
windows. C9, C10. Manfred's in C11. And all of these have like a piece of paper on like a little holder with a name typed on it. Oh, C13. Yeah, C13 is where they put you. So it's down that hallway. They open it up. It's padded. The walls are padded. The ceiling is not. There's a single light bulb. There's like a cot that's held down to the floor. And the
As we're walking past
he asks
the
what your
entrance
name
cell, can I, like,
is.
recognize it?
Yeah, maybe you spot hidden.
What's happened?
Are you specifically looking at all the
22, so I'm
things that you
able
go
to-
by? Okay. Yeah, you can look at all the names as you go by. I can give them to you if you so desire, Bo.
Sure.
C7 is a black brass plaque says laundry.
Okay.
I'm going to look on the map there. That's
Good
the one
job.
on the right. First one on the right. C8 does not have a piece of paper on it. There's a really old one. It looks like it's really faded. Like there's not been anybody in the cell for a while, and you see the name Brian Timmons.
Okay.
C9 says Janice Willoughby, which
Okay.
was on your right as you walk down there. Whoops, yeah. The next one, C10, says Toby Smith. That's also on your right. That's right across from Manfred, who's in C11. Manfred Donald. C12, right across from you, says Emery Howard. You're in C13. Let me write that down. What's your name?
John Thompson.
John Thompson. John Thompson / Captain Scott.
Says it on the door now.
It doesn't say that on the door yet, but they're going to put a little piece of paper there.
I know.
C15, you made that spot hidden, so I'm going to give you C15, which is next door to you. Actually, C15 looks like the door's open, and you don't see a piece of paper on it. And
You've run in it?
What's C14?
Close
C14
the door.
says Leslie Davenport. Yeah. Okay. So, and then the orderly asks if there's anything you need at this juncture.
I mean, what do I have? Like a bed, blanket.
It's just
pillow?
yeah, it's a bed. You've got your linens. They look like they're pretty well connected to the bed. You don't see any place you can hang yourself. You know what I mean? There's no like pipes and shit up above.
Don't get any ideas, Bo.
Yeah. The door has like, there's a food slot in the bottom, and then there's like an eye slit about halfway up. The eye slit right now is open. And the door's actually open because the orderly has he just escorted you there. He used his keys to unlock the door in the hallway, and then he walked you down. The door to your room is actually already open. Smells clean. There's a window with bars on the outside, padding on all the walls and the floor. And the ceiling's probably about 9 feet. It looks like this was like a mansion or something. It's an Italianate style mansion was what it looked like. So obviously this was some kind of building before it was an asylum.
Okay.
With high ceilings. It's relatively warm in the room. There is a radiator against the wall. I think. Wait, are they using coal? They're using coal.
Yeah.
So there's just a vent somewhere in the room to keep it nice. It's warm and it's cozy in there. And so you'll have linens. Right now you're still in your street clothes. He tells you he will be back in a few minutes with
Gowns.
yeah, with a gown. And that's if there's anything else that you need. Gowns, you'll get gowns and the slippers, socks, some of the underwear for the sanitary, and he gives you a whole list. And after that, he asks if there's anything else you need.
Yeah. Do they have any reading material?
He says he can potentially get you some. What kind of reading material are you looking for? Fiction, historical? You want nonfiction? If you give me kind of an idea, I can check and have someone can go to the library and get you something.
I guess just anything for now.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'll see if I can't help you out.
And did I see Manfred Donald over there?
Yes, sir.
I was afraid
Actually, he's right here next door to you, sir.
I knew him years ago. Would it be okay if I talked to him?
He doesn't talk, sir.
I just want to talk to him.
Okay. Let me get your gown and the other items that you need, and I'll be right back, and I'll let you talk to him.
Well, thank you.
And he closes the door, and you hear a click as he locks it, and then he walks back down the hallway. He's back in about 5 minutes. He's got clothing for you to change into, hospital slippers. It's nice warm. It's a nice warm gown and everything. Very comfortable. You change into that. He takes away your street clothes, and he says that they'll be stored for you. And then he says he asked Miss what's the last name on this awful name?
Ballo.
Miss Ballo. About getting some books for you to read, and then he lets you in next door. Manfred's just sitting on his cot, leaning up against the wall. There's a little drool coming out of his mouth. He's got a vacant look in his eyes. The man says, "I'll be back. How long do you want?"
Just a couple minutes.
Okay, I'll be back in 5 minutes. And he closes and locks the door and he walks off.
Trust me.
Okay.
You'll have to listen to.
So what? You gonna try to talk to Manfred, or what do you say to him? Anything?
Just general stuff. Just see if he can respond at all.
Yeah, nothing. It's all nothing. It's very. Actually, make a sanity check. This is very disturbing. Last time you saw this guy, he was like a hero. He was like the guy, and you were the guy too. And
yeah, I made it.
okay, you don't lose any sanity, but it is very. It's disturbing. And the orderly comes back in about 5 minutes, unlocks the door, says, "You have enough time, sir?"
Oh yeah.
And then he escorts you back to your room and he locks you in. And about half an hour later, he comes back with a small pile of about 5 different books of different genres. There's a fiction, there's a historical book, there's a scientific, kind of a sciencey book about astronomy. No, astronomy. And a couple others, and some magazines.
Okay.
And he says, "If you just need anything, just holler, sir."
What,
There's no nurse's bell or anything like that.
I want to ask him there are other places I'm allowed to go, or are there specific times when I can go outside or anything like that?
Yes, sir. Well, it's kind of cold out right now. You can go out if you want. You also have the rec room upstairs that you can go and just socialize. Most of the patients here have not been committed, didn't commit themselves. They actually have some problems. There's a man across the hall who thinks that he's not Napoleon, that other guy, Wellington. Thinks he's Wellington. That general, that fought Napoleon.
Oh.
Yeah, you know.
He made the wrong choice on
mad
that one.
if you call him Napoleon. No, Wellington won.
Oh.
So yeah, he
I
was
only got a
like.
50 in history.
I had to look it up too. You can make a history check, see if you know who Wellington was. I think that's what he thinks he is.
03 or 103. Which one is it?
It's
0003. Jeez, yeah, you know who Wellington is.
Nice.
Let me make sure that's who that
You
is.
just learned some history.
Yeah. Good job, Bo. Learn.
Yeah. He's pointing kind of in the direction of that Leslie Davenport guy. And yeah, you can put a check by history. He's like, yeah, Wellington. Wellington. And you're like, oh yeah, I know who that is. Wellington beat Napoleon in a lot of places. He saved Great Britain from becoming French.
Nice.
So
Cool guy.
yeah. The way he talks to people, sometimes they mistake him for Napoleon. It really upsets him. Don't call him Napoleon. It makes him very angry. But yeah, he basically, you'll be let out of your cell several times a day if you want. You'll be taken to one of those 2 places. You can wander around outside if it's warm enough, or if you really want to go out. Since you've self-committed yourself, you'll have a little bit more freedom than people who are obviously having issues. The doctors will see you twice a day. I think that she said Dr. Strong's going to see you.
Sounds right.
And all the patients that you'll be dealing with should be relatively safe. None of them are violent. On this hall, you can have visitors anytime. If anybody wants to come visit you, blah 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 blah. He gives you kind of a rundown of everything. He seems like this guy looks tough, but he seems perfectly normal. It looks like he's a big guy, obviously an orderly in case they have to deal with something. And yeah. So, but there are rules that you have to be locked in your cell when you're not elsewhere, just in case. And later that day, Dr. Strong comes. He gives you a basic psychological evaluation. He says, what do you want to tell him? Oh, another question. Were you guys going to do anything once he got in?
No, I think we were saying that we were going to come see him on Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, come see him
About
or
5
Manfred?
days.
Him? Okay.
Well,
Both.
well, we said him, but we might.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you can decide on that. But what are you going to basically tell the doctor?
What's he asking me?
He's just trying to get some general information on why you feel the need to be committed, or what happened that made you feel this way, blah, 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 blah. It looks like he's just getting an initial, there's Dr. Strong, he's getting an initial write-up for you. So he's got something for the files. But what do you want to tell him? You can be as specific or as vague as you want. Again, he does. If you're vague, he will note that the more that they know, the more they can help you. If you're feeling unsettled or if you're feeling like you have a need to be here, blah blah blah. He seems like a very nice fellow, and his mustache is magnificent.
All right. I guess I'm gonna come out with I know this might sound strange, but I've been having a lot of trouble trusting people. Would you mind to tell me about yourself instead? Something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's willing to tell you about himself. He's been working for the Asylum for about 3 years, ever since Dr. Fragan's workload got too heavy for him. And he lives in Greenwood now. I don't even wrote down an age for this guy. I didn't. He says he is 48 years old, and he has been in the psychiatric profession for the last 20 years. They have a very good record and reputation here at Home Sanitarium. They've done very good work. And they see a regular release of people who are committed by friends and relatives for various psychological difficulties. And he notes that he also specializes in psychological hypnosis, that he tends to allow people to regress and to recover lost memory sometimes via hypnosis when it is possible. He also notes that that the orderly told him that what's the name on there? Smith?
Strong?
Smith. That Smith noted that you knew Manfred. That they've been working very, very diligently with Manfred, but unfortunately there's been absolutely no response from Mr. McDonald. He's completely cut himself off from the world. We're not sure why. If we knew why, it might help. But is that enough?
It's a good start.
All right. So you're having trust issues, eh? And then he starts trying to curve the conversation more around to what kind of trust issues, what it stems from, where it came from, and why you felt the need to commit yourself to an asylum.
I want to kind of glaze over it and just start asking questions about the asylum itself.
Okay. All right. He continues to try to steer the conversation back to you, but he is also willing to talk about the asylum. Well, no, yeah, that's exactly how it's going, because he's trying to find out what he can, why does this person need help, and blows, deflect. What are you trying to find out just generally about the asylum?
What do I already know?
Whatever they told you, that Dr. Fragan's been here for years, about the cops being suspicious of him being a rum runner, about the boy in the chamber, the weird statue down in the dining room.
Tell me about the statue.
There was a weird statue in the dining room. It was about this big, of this large mauled humanoid shape.
Okay, that was here?
Thing.
Yeah. That was in the dining room here. That's
also,
why we
what's
thought
the
it was
story
connected.
with this? Do we know of this?
Yes. Yeah,
So
did you
we've
read that?
What is that?
Yes, that's a copy of what John found in the library when he played that day. That story about that little town up in Maine that got, you could read it, it's really neat, it's kind of creepy. About there's a town up in Maine, during the War of 1812 there was a town in Maine that got, it might start on the other side. Or it might,
No, yeah,
it's
that's the
page
right
two.
order.
There was a little town up in Maine that British soldiers showed up in, and then they started doing weird things, and one guy almost seemed to be casting spells. Did you read it, Bo?
Yeah.
It's creepy, isn't it? They did a good job, I thought.
What state are we in?
This is Rhode Island.
Okay.
So it's quite a ways away. But what they would have told you was that the squatters up on the hill, they thought might be connected to these people. The Stonecrest Hill squatters, they thought might be connected to those. So they would have, because you did information dump, so it was pretty much they told you everything they could think of.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody made a handwritten copy of something they found in a book, and so brought that, and it's there. Probably in the key. What else about the asylum? Told you about Dr. Fragan. He's in charge. I think that's about it. That's most of the information they would have given you about the asylum. If you guys can think of anything else that you would have shared with them, throw it out.
Don't think of it.
That the receptionist was extremely ugly and gross and terrifying.
The most gross.
Anyway, so you're both trying to steer the conversation in your own direction.
I want to ask like a lot of questions about the statue. Just
now,
like anything I can think of about it.
how are you approaching him about a statue that you've never seen?
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
I mean, you could just.
He's alone.
Yeah, but.
That's a weird looking statue to have around on stage.
No, you haven't seen it.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
No,
No,
it was in
it's
a dining room. They saw it because they
Okay.
got taken on a tour.
I thought you were saying I saw it like on my
No,
way.
you haven't seen
Okay.
it. You haven't seen
Then
it.
yeah,
So
forget that.
you just know it. You think they told you it's in the dining room. You never saw a dining room, and from the sound of the dining room that they saw it in, it was probably a staff dining room. It wasn't. You're actually when you're going to be brought. You know that you're going to be brought meals here in this room. There's no like place where everybody gets together to eat. It's just a place where people can kind of pseudo socialize, and you could probably hedge and push Dr. Strong off enough that he's going to have to go see other patients. So you will go up. You'll be taken up to the reception or to the rec area or whatever they call it. On the 3rd floor, at one point, you can meet the other patients. All those names, you'll be able to meet those people as well. I can show you pictures of these people. See what we got here. Janice Willoughby. There's Janice Willoughby. There's Toby Smith. Emery Howard. Oh, all the less crazy ones. Here's Leslie Davenport. That's a man, actually.
Is that Wellington?
That's Wellington, yes.
Okay.
I think that's it. And Manfred, obviously. Yeah, Leslie Howard thinks he's Wellington. Janice Willoughby.
Yeah.
Janice Willoughby, you're told to leave her alone. Do not talk to her. She has a terrible fear of people. So she's basically over in a corner by herself. You get, make me another luck check.
75, so no.
So no. So let's see. Here's the orderly that takes you up to,
That's a little sketchier looking.
yeah, he's got a very rural accent as well. And, he's very short.
So he's not interested in being my friend.
No. He's very short with you. I think that's him.
Oh, I thought you meant like his stature.
Me too.
Wait, that's not him. Let me have that back. Sorry, you guys haven't seen that guy before because he's somebody brand new.
Never heard of that guy.
I've seen him.
You shouldn't have.
You showed us his picture.
Damn it. I screwed up then. We'll go with Farley.
Oh, I've seen him too. He's
I think.
decent.
Oh no. Let me have. Yeah, it's Greer. Greer's one of the regular orderlies.
Yeah.
Sorry. So yeah, Greer's very short with you. He's very like, don't go near her. He points out Toby Smith.
Says don't go near him.
He's paranoid. You can talk to him. Don't try to get behind him. Sorry, he's talking like this. He's paranoid. Don't try to get behind him. Emery Howard. You see, he's a lot like Manfred. He just kind of stares. He's like, he doesn't respond to nothing. You can talk to Leslie Davenport over there. Don't call him Napoleon. He gets pissed off. Or he gets angry. And then you're allowed to socialize with the other patients if you so desire. Most of them, they're not very social. Davenport's probably the only one who really you could chat it up with. And
Yeah,
since
I
you have
want
some
like
history,
a long and detailed chat
yeah,
with
you
him.
guys, you have a great. He's awesome. He knows everything about Wellington, about Waterloo and the wars, and Napoleonic Wars. He's really all into that stuff.
Keep dropping Wellington facts.
He asks if you've seen his horse and his sword.
Bad things to lose.
Major, have you seen my horse and my sword? He starts calling you Major. After a while, he demands that you salute him every time you see him. Don't forget to salute, Major.
Can I like figure out which major he might be calling me, or
no, he's just calling you Major.
Yeah, I'll salute him.
Okay. How do you salute him? Show me.
Show
me a salute, Bo. Do it right now. Just do it. Oh, do a history check.
Yeah, history check. There we go.
I'll give you a history check.
Not so good.
Okay. Show me how you salute him.
I guess I'll just try like.
You have to salute him first.
The American.
What? Okay, he gives you a dressing down. It's like this, soldier. Like this. Okay, so he teaches you how to salute in the British way. But for the most part, you get along. He actually acts towards you as a superior officer. He's constantly wondering if you know where his sword and his horse are. And his uniform. He thinks everybody in here should be in uniform. He apparently thinks all these people are members of the army, British Army. So, but otherwise, he's fairly interesting to get along with, and it's very interesting talking history with him. Okay, where are we at? 4:15.
I would ask Bridges if we should at any point try to look to search Strong and Fragan's houses.
I don't know about Strong, but Fragan's wouldn't be a bad idea.
But the weird stuff started happening when Strong came, honestly. That's when Death
Oh, really?
more. Yeah.
Now remember, they noted that Fragan actually lives in the asylum. He's got a little suite of rooms.
That's right.
That's right.
So keep that in mind. So Strong's house is a possibility, unless he lives on site as well. You don't know for sure. It was never mentioned.
Well, I can look in the book.
Yeah, yeah. They do have a directory agreement. It's like 3 pages. You know, it's super small, and it does list
Too many people.
names, and it does list. Yeah, Dr. Strong is listed. He does have an address outside of the asylum. Dr. Fragan's not listed at all,
Right.
which just means he doesn't have a phone.
But I remember him. We knew.
You remember him mentioning, yeah, that, or when you got the tour, it was mentioned those were his suite or his quarters, yeah.
But yeah, people started dying more often after Strong got there, right?
People started dying more often. There were 5 deaths in the last 2 months.
2 months.
That's what was suspicious to you guys.
Okay.
So it was well after Strong started there that people started dying.
Okay. Well, I'm just
But
wondering.
yeah, you know what his address is now. You know Strong's address. Would not take too much to find his house.
Right, but we don't really. I'm not a thief or burglar. I don't know.
We need a burglar.
Oh, do you have any kind of lock picking?
No.
Or not lock picking, but is it lock pick? Is
Locksmith.
Locksmith. That's it. Do you have any points in that?
1.
1 point. Yeah, you'd have a hard time breaking in there.
Because, yeah, 1's also still a crit, so.
Well,
yeah, that's true.
it would still be hard to break into his house by legal means
100%
unless you
crit
went and
chance.
found like a window or something that was unlocked.
Yeah.
It'd be
I got a 3.
It would be very illegal. Keep that in mind.
Yeah,
too.
I
So is there anything you guys want to do?
I want to see if I recover any.
Oh, that's right. That is tomorrow, Wednesday.
I'm going to.
Oh, you're getting a feel for the place.
I'm
on
just gonna
Tuesday.
work.
Getting
Yeah, I mean,
buddy
but
with
we're gonna
anybody I
work.
can.
Okay. You're doing what? Say again, Bill.
I'm making friends with anybody I can, especially like orderlies.
There's
jokes
2
about battle
orderlies
behind
that
my
are
back.
like surly and like rural, and that is Farley Blaine and Grange Greer. I think is that Grange Greer that's pictures out there.
Grange is out here.
So Grange is kind of like got messy blonde hair. Farley has a super close cut haircut. Is very skinny, and doesn't talk much.
And there's another orderly?
There is another orderly. His
No,
name
is that another orderly?
Yeah, that's another orderly.
Okay.
There's 3.
And then there's Philip
4.
Smith.
Well, does Charity count?
You find out there's 4 orderlies. Oh,
Alright.
you also meet Dr. Fragan at one point. Briefly, he has a Dutch accent.
Uh-oh. Germans.
There's the other orderly. So there's 4 orderlies and 2 doctors in the whole place, you'd think.
What about
He's not
Charity?
German, he's Dutch. He's from Belgium. I think.
Well, he was.
Wait, who's the guy in the hat?
Guy in the hat is another orderly. Gregory Burgess.
That we
is another
don't know
orderly.
about.
He's big. He's a little heavy set, overweight. He's quiet but not unfriendly to you. You find this out in the next few days. These two are surly and rural. These two are solid, but seem relatively friendly. This guy especially. And then the doctors are fairly personable. Dr. Fragan doesn't have much time. He talks to you very briefly. And he has a thick accent, but you can easily understand what he's saying. And roll me a 1d6 divided by 2, and that's how many hit points you're going to get back. You want to roll high. What about me? Same. 1 point back for Nissa, and 1 point back. Wait, how are you? Yeah, you're only down 1, right?
Yeah.
What are you at to? 11 out of 15. That gunshot wound's taking a while to heal.
I don't.
One roll a week.
Yes. It's every week you heal. It takes a while to recover from wounds.
Origins, I said.
I'm a doctor. You'd think I'd be able to treat myself a little bit better to heal faster.
No. You need like bed rest and having doctors constantly wait on you in order to double the amounts. That brings us to Wednesday. We can jump ahead. But you don't have a lot of freedom to move around outside of your cell and that hallway and the rec area. Essentially, you're fed. You brought your meals in your cell. They bring in a little table, and you're allowed to keep books and stuff since you're not violent. You're not a danger to yourself. The doctors have already decided that. Dr. Strong continually comes in twice a day, psychoanalyzes you, is trying to help you along. Are you still being very vague?
I mean, I guess I answer questions where I can.
Okay.
But I'm mostly still just like trying to be his friend.
Oh,
Learn
okay.
as much about him as I can. You know,
That's
how he
fine.
likes
Yeah,
the
you can be
asylum.
super friendly and stuff like that.
I mean, that kind of goes along and just, what is it? Backs up the fact that you say, you don't trust people, and that's.
No, yeah, that totally works. And you find out more about him. That he doesn't live in the asylum. Dr. Fragan does live in the asylum. You learn that. You learn that. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Dr. Strong and his orderlies. Oh, is leaving. He's done. Screw this.
I'm out. No.
Okay, do you guys want to do anything before you go back on Friday? Anything like out of the ordinary or non-job related?
Yeah. Besides hanging out with the family and stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff is just typical.
Yeah, typical things, typical family things. It's safe to assume alleged grandpa is still visiting.
Occasionally. You find out
Any luck with that dog?
that night that you went out, we had to go. They called the police at your house.
Yeah.
He was there that night. He took her to this wonderful fairy place.
Fairy place?
Yes, with 3 moons.
3 moons, nice.
So now that you know this, you're still not gonna.
I'm getting a dog.
He's trying to. Give me another luck check.
Should make it. I have 3 out of 4 chances. 4%. I get a great dog.
Okay.
Isn't that a crit still?
So you get. Do you want a puppy or do you want a trained dog?
Best dog.
Just a canine unit?
Yes.
Not a canine unit. They don't really have those yet.
No, you have to train that from
well
little.
trained. You want a trained dog, an older dog, like a year or 2 old? It's trained, or do you want a puppy? You rolled 04. You get your choice. Don't help him. Don't help him. I saw it.
The trained
I saw
dog.
the gears just turning in your head, and you're like, I'm going to advise you. No advice here.
Trained dog would be better for
Just tell me which one you
that.
want.
I want a friendly trained dog.
Oh yeah, you can do that. You rolled 04. Yeah, it's German Shepherd.
It's a good dog.
It's been well trained. It's trained to sit, stay, roll over. It will also attack if you say sick. No, say sick balls. No, if you say sick 'em, it will go into an aggressive mode, essentially, if you want. You get it from a farmer who has a lot of dogs, and so he's wanting to sell you this dog for like $10, which is
Nice.
kind of expensive, but still. The dog's trained. It's house trained too. And you have a house or an apartment?
I think it was a house.
Okay, so you have a house, and yeah, that's right, because your daughter's on the second floor. You can put a fence up in the backyard if you so desire to keep the dog, so you can just let the dog loose. And
probably take a day off for that.
Yeah. So you got the dog all set up. I forget where I was talking to you, Bo. Oh, Dr. Strong.
Don't do it.
And these two orderlies are newer. They've only been around They've only been in the place for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I was about
The
to say,
others were there when they got there. Yeah, these two. The two
Yeah.
friendly orderlies. The surly orderlies were apparently have been working there for a while.
They hate it.
Apparently, they act like they do. You don't see any of the staff areas. Dr. Strong doesn't take you to his office to examine you. They also can do some experimental therapy on you, but that's entirely up to you. They can do some hydrotherapy, which includes long warm baths, cold baths, that kind of thing. They have the means to do some electroshock. He does not think you need any of these things, but he does think you need to trust him enough to open up to him. Is what that one kind of comes down to.
You gotta tell me stuff.
But no, he doesn't want to press you. Doesn't want to pressure you. Nothing really unusual, except getting like a creepy vibe off of these guys sometimes. Like sometimes they're just watching, and you notice that they're just like staring at people. You don't see much of her.
Can I get him to talk about them much?
He doesn't know much about them. He thinks that a lot of the staff actually live on the grounds. Bettina Marston does a lot of the cleaning. She's a little old lady. She's very sweet. She chats it up with you.
Yeah, I want to be her best friend.
Through your windows, you also spot this guy. You find out from Dr. Strong is Stanley Schlecht. He's like the handyman in the place. And you would probably also learn about Bristol Megan, who is the administrator of the whole thing. He does the books and all the paperwork and stuff. And that's over the course of almost a week. That's by Friday-ish. You throwing dice again, boy? What's wrong with you? You two guys have just continued on with your life. Nissa, was there anything you wanted to do? Like, anything specific out that would be... you go back, you see Murray Stein. You get your...
Second ID.
Yes, Natalie Porter you got that on Wednesday. On Thursday you get Elizabeth Murray, spelled with no A. And on Thursday he's going to have Chester Manley ready for you if you want it.
We'll come pick that up next week sometime. I don't want it. I'm not going to pay you for it. It's not mine. Okay.
Oh, man, he seems disappointed at that. And he tries to give you a little, like, family, husband, wife advice, but not too much. And then you leave in a huff. Something about treating your husband well, and sometimes the wife has to be the one to carry the burden of the load of money.
He assumed y'all were married.
Yeah, and you would know this how?
Oh, I've been married twice.
Seems that your advice worked out rather well for you.
Yeah, I learned a lot from my mistakes.
Yeah, well, he's not my husband, thank goodness.
Oh, really?
He.
So what are you doing Friday night?
No, he is not my husband. I didn't say I wasn't married.
I don't see a ring.
So you're saying that I have to wear a ring?
No, I'm asking if you want to go out Friday night.
He'll be back for his card later.
Help, what? What'd you say?
He'll be back for his card later.
Okay. That's when you leave after being hit on by this little Jewish man.
Little Jew.
I always get hit on by these little ethnic people.
You're like a gigantic woman in the other campaign, and all that guy did was be very complimentary towards you. His appearance is only a 9.
It doesn't matter.
No, let's say his size is 9. His appearance will be a 14. He's a good-looking little curly-headed Jewish guy.
Tiny Jew.
You are tiny.
Okay. He's also a criminal, so you can say, I can avoid him for that reason. You know him, though, now. You know where he lives and all this other stuff. If you need him for something, you could probably use another contact. Did you guys want to return on Friday? What's the plan?
Oh, is it Friday?
Yeah, it can be.
Sweet.
we can jump ahead. Bo's learned quite a lot about the staff and stuff.
All of the ins and outs.
Yeah, Fragan is not around a lot. You do get that information from Dr. Strong as well. Dr. Strong is apparently handling most of the cases, and Dr. Fragan is working on some project that Strong doesn't know much about, and that's taking up a lot of his time. So what's the call? You guys go visit Friday. Okay, are you visiting him or Manfred or what?
Probably Manfred.
Okay.